Ude ude means arm. Garami means to wrap around, to entangle, to lace around something. Okay, so it's like lacing. And you see that used in other techniques that name as well. But this particular case is really good if you're fighting off the bottom in the newaza bottom position. And it's a good offensive movement. Okay? You don't have to be defensive all the time if you're on your butt or on your back situation. We're fighting here, and he says, oh my goodness, I can push that knee down and I will pass his leg and pin him, right? It's common sense, and it's true. So, but he didn't, I'm baiting him. I'm setting him up. Okay, so I may have been, like positioned here or something or whatever, but I'll slide that, and okay, he took the bait. Now we're good. All right, I like this, okay? So by doing that, look, he's giving me his arm. Now what I'm going to do with my left hand, I'm going to quickly grab his wrist. So if we didn't have the judo gi on, just like this. Hook your thumb around it. I've got a good grip on his wrist, okay? All right, so I've got him here pretty well now. All right, this is the arm I'm going to attack. But believe it or not, I'm going to cover the space pretty well. Okay? So to do that, to cover the space from all the way over here, where I am here, to over here, I've got to immediately get on my hip and turn my body. Now here's how I do it, because again, I want to get this arm bent, and I'm going to lock his arm, his elbow, and his shoulder. So I'm going to come over here this way, and notice, see how I turned on my hip? Look, I came up on my elbow, and I'm on my left hip and side, okay? So like this. Now sometimes, if I need to, I'll use my hand here to catch his elbow and just do an elbow drag, like this. So it helps me sit up, all right? So we're here like this, and I'm sitting up. Now I'm not in a defensive position anymore. Now I'm going offense. Now you can see I've grabbed here. I'm just going to grab here so you can see that better. See that? I've grabbed it. Now this hand is already over his shoulder. I'm going to swim under his elbow, and I'm going to grab my own wrist. Can you see how I've done that? Okay. Now you can grab hooking with your thumb or just doing a meat hook. I generally just do a meat hook from here. No, I like to grab like this from here. So I like to grab that way. Now I've got a solid, what's called a key lock, okay? A figure four situation, as it were. So everybody see this? Okay, let's get to that point, all right? So here I am, like this, and I bait him, I put him down, and look, I immediately grab the wrist. Now my next step, as soon as I grab that wrist, I turn, come up on my sides, him on my elbow, and on my side. And in this case I didn't, I just came and cleared it, but you grab his elbow, and that could happen too. But you come over the top, see how I come over the top on his triceps here, and I grab my own wrist. Now as soon as I grab my wrist, I'm going to go to work here, I'm going to change direction. So I'm going to immediately swing under, put my leg over his back. So watch this. See this? I move that way. Yeah? Now he's in trouble. Everybody come around here and look at the position we were in. Can you see, when I turned, his face, he's eating the mat right now. That's what I want him to do, eat that mat. It tastes real good. All right? But look what I've done here. My leg is across his belt line, and this other leg is on the mat, and look how I'm trapping him. Now you may see in some of the MMA fights and all this, grabbing their legs and doing all that cool stuff. That's not very efficient. This is a really efficient movement here. I want to do this. See this? And now, look, it's kind of like a big L. I'm sideways to him. Now, I'm sucking his arm in with his elbow. I'm sucking it in on his shoulder, like this. And by doing this, all I do is lift his elbow up in the air, or his wrist up in the air. See how I'm cranking? And I'm doing it, I'm not doing it hard on purpose. I'm not making a tap. But if I did this hard, I could really hurt the elbow, really hurt the shoulder. I don't want to do that. But I got this. And I just crank. Now, I don't want to push it out wide, because Josh is strong, he gets out. So I got to keep this arm bent the whole time. So make sure, keep it sucked in tight. It's really important I suck in with my elbow on his shoulder. See that? And then that helps me crank. Cranking up in the air. So let's look at it again. So I'm here. All right. He pushes down. Come aside. Track. There it is. It's really, really fast. Come on. All right, so we're here. All right, grab as I turn, come up. Now, this is a key point. Don't stay down and expect him to come to you. It ain't going to happen. You've got to elevate. You've got to raise your level. Okay? So when he's still push down. There's this. As soon as this happens, come up. See how I'm higher now? I've raised my elevation, and I'm controlling his wrists. I'm really controlling his wrists with my hand. So they come over the top, reach. Now at this, when I make contact here and get that figure 4, now I'm going to swing back the other way. I'm going to swing my head this way, feet that way, like that. He should, by the time his face plants on the mat, be tapping. If I do this right. Okay? Any questions? And then I would say also, guys, in practice today here at the clinic, we'll just do it one side. When you go home to your dojo, practice the other side as well. You've got to be ambidextrous in this both directions. I'm going to be able to do it left side and right side. Because if I don't, I'm just going to be a one-sided Newaza player. And what if we're right on the edge of the mat and there's no room to take him out? You know, I've got to have another side I can work on. So it's very important to be ambidextrous in these Newaza skills. Okay? Any questions on that? That's just the bottom, Newaza, bottom position, Udigarami, arm lacing, arm entanglement. All right?
One thing that I want to, they pointed out the lace, it's like a clamp, but it can be, whenever Sensei Scott goes, when I push this down and he goes in and do this, there's Kazushi and everything that you do.
Yeah.
He wants to break my posture down because he doesn't want me to stay up. When he grabs that elbow or wraps around it and pulls that, sucks that in, that sucks.
That's a good point, Josh. Yeah. I want to pull him into me. See this? That's, you know, and in Newaza, he makes a good point. Remember, Kazushi, Sakuri, Kake, all that stuff, that's not just for throws. That applies to ground fighting, too. I want to break his balance, break his posture in ground fighting. And this is a good example of how to do it. Yeah. All right, let's go get him.